Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's action here, the WCA SEA Qualifiers. My name is Dragondrop. I will be joined by Neph, who's currently deafened and muted in Discord. Might have heard his lovely voice a moment ago. Anyway, there he is. Neph, welcome. How are you doing? You can unmute yourself now, it's fine. Alright. You figure that out. In the meantime, we can take a look at the teams. Of course, Execration versus Moogle starting off in this particular best of 3. Later today, we'll also have Happy Feet versus Young Minds. The only team that we will not see in this group is Clutch Gamers. They will play on Wednesday. That's the first match. Up against Execration as well. So if you're looking for those, not going to be there today or tomorrow. But 5 teams in a best of 3 round robin group stage. All play each other. The top 2 teams will make it through to the playoff stage, and in that, RQ and Mineski are already waiting from the other. As far as this match is concerned, Execration, of course, coming in as the clear favorites, as they are the only TI qualified team in this entire WCA qualifiers for the SEA region. So that is quite the credits you can give to them. And Moogle definitely going to be up against it. They do have Miracle though. No, it's not Miracle. I know it's a meme, but I will not indulge it. Not after right the hell now. So it's a different guy. In case you were confused. Who knows? Maybe there are people who are still confused with that. But yeah, we'll see whether they can lead his team up against Execration. Last time these two met each other was in the TI qualifiers, and in the best of 1, Execration won that one. Moogle, of course, ending with a 2-7 record, dropping out of the group stage. Mineski, Execration making it through in 2nd place after Fnatic, after the playoff. Actually beat Mineski. That's what I was coming from. Anyway, Neph is still muted.
Sure. Apologies about that. I was not muted.
There you are. Welcome, man. How are you doing?
Well, a little bit out of it. I told you to get me training wheels, and I'm casting this.
Well, there's no excuses. Right? You wanted to cast? I told you, yeah, man. I see Dota. Go. No one else was gonna join me, so it's also nice for me. And well, throwing you into the deep end, but still, what do you think about these picks so far?
Clockwork and Venomancer are obviously really strong picks in this patch. Venomancer can go pretty much anywhere, off lane, safe lane. I guess he's not so good in the jungle anymore, so it opens up a lot of different roles that they can choose from. It's a very good flex pick.
Yeah. Mostly it's being run as the core position these days, also in SEA. But last time around, I cast it on Saturday, we've seen that 1020 run it every single time they had it as a core position, as a 1 position. So Moogle might do the same thing. Of course, we don't have a lot of data to draw on. I don't think they've actually... Yeah, they've played Venomancer 6 times in the qualifiers. But they've also played a lot of Lina and Sanking, which are also, at least the Sanking, or forced pick material. So might not see this one, but Lina definitely an option here for Moogle, unless Execration wants to ban it out, as they've already picked their mid laner, Queen of Pain.
Yeah, not necessarily though. Like they could do something like send Queen of Pain to the off lane with something else. I'm not sure if that's something that this team does though. I know Venomancer can also be run as a mid though, so it's sort of like what I was saying is they're not revealing too much about their draft at this point.
Yep. 10 seconds remaining. Even what they reveal, right? I mean, the Clockwork, regardless of whether you run him in the 3 or 4 position, like past the laning stage, past that point, you'll do the same thing in either position. And walk around, hookshot people, create chaos on team fights as much as you can. Try and pick people off, and that's something that Execration will have to deal with. And I guess a Tusk is a decent enough counter with a snowball. Just he gets going on, and maybe if he gets a blink later, can blink in, snowball save somebody that a Clockwork is going on.
Yeah, looks like both teams have like really good brawling heroes, but earlier on I feel like Clockwork's a lot stronger than the Tusk. So I'm interested. I really love brawling drafts though, so I hope they pick up a bunch of other heroes that fight into the enemy teams.
Mostly bands come out, Shadow Fiend and Disruptor. Post Disruptor, one of the classic counters to campaign. Also decent enough against the Tusk. Team rolling in, you can just easily prepare the Static Storm. Him and any compadres he might have in the Snowball. In the anti-mage ban, this one. I don't think it's big pick for Execration.
I mean, they could be looking to pick up something like a Medusa.
Yeah. Would then make a lot of sense. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. Moogle now, running through the rest of the reserve time. So, maybe something like Invoker also comes to mind if you're still looking for a mid.
I don't know. I'm very sold on a Medusa. Like Clockwork and Venomancer are both very good heroes for making space while the Medusa gets farm moves around the map.
Oh. That's me thinking about it. No idea. Once again, there's not too much to draw on. They played as far as supports go, Witch Doctor, Warlock, Tusk themselves even. Really taking their sweet time here. Hopefully they haven't forgotten that it's their turn, but yeah, it is the Witch Doctor. One of their more picked heroes. They've run it 9 times. A 66% win rate, so it's pretty good. Well. And you have that synergy with the Clockwork. Bit of extra control, bit of extra sustain as well. For the pushes coming out eventually, but Faceless Void could create some problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I really thinking they're going to pick up a Medusa, but they have to be worried about the Void going Manta Diffusal would be a real threat for them. But I guess Venomancer Witch Doctor lane is very scary, and Faceless Void is a very good solution to deal with ganks from Venomancer Witch Doctor, so he's a lot safer than most heroes are. Just because of being able to time walk away.
Now the Elder Titan. Okay, so that's a hero that we don't actually see a whole lot of. He kind of crops up every now and again. But I seem to remember that we used to see him a lot together with the Faceless Void, but it can work, I guess, similarly well as a counter. If you're outside of the Chronosphere, of course, you can throw in that Earth Splitter against him, just zone him out, including the Stomp as well. What do you make of this one? And of course as well with the Aura, I guess Venomancer is even more scary than the normally would be.
Stomp in, have the Venomancer slowly walk into their team with his 285 movement speed, then ult. That's what I want to see.
Reserve time.
So calling Venomancer not buying any boots this game?
Yeah, but it's really good with the Clockwork and the Venomancer, though. You throw the Astral down, you follow them with Natural Aura, you're dealing so much magic damage when you're not getting any resistance from the Poison or Battery Assault.
Yeah. There you go. Good combo. And Faceless Void has some defensive utility, of course. You can time walk some of that damage off, but can't actually get rid of that Venomancer ultimate, so it's still a pretty good solution. Any sort of damage over time against the Faceless Void in that sense. Queen of Pain, also not the most healthy hero. Yeah, away at pretty damn quickly if you get a few spells on her.
The only issue is locking down the Queen of Pain here. They don't have anything that amazing for it.
Yeah, Elder Titan should never really get the drop on her unless she buys an Atos. Clockwork. There's only so much you can do. I believe you can blink through the procs from the batteries.
Execration's turn to pick.
Yeah. The cast point is short enough that you can blink through that. It's no problem. Again, they don't really have anything to really lock down the Queen of Pain unless they get good paralyzing casks off. So this last pick is either going to have to be something to lock down Queen of Pain or Medusa. I really want to see Medusa.
We don't want to see it now, unless you keep mentioning it, but Well, Faceless Void can easily go into that Mental Refusal build. Chronosphere, pretty strong spell in conjunction with that, so it's maybe a little bit risky in that sense. Also with the Ancient Apparition, of course, on field, so you have that combo between Chronosphere, the AA Blast, the Queen of Pain also bouncing in the side and dropping some spells.
Yeah, I don't really know what Execration here is going to pick, though. I have no idea. They have a pretty solid lineup so far.
What are you still looking for? I mean, this could still be that Queen of Pain offlane, right? In that sense, they would, on that moment, they would look for mid. Yeah, the big one that they've picked a lot would be the Puck, but that's been banned out in the first phase. So.
Weaver.
It's the Weaver, alright. So, Quap mid, Void safe, Weaver offlane, or Weaver safe, Void offlane?
They have a lot of options here for where they want to send their heroes, actually.
This could even be some sort of aggressive lane. Put the Weavers in the safe lane. Run the Faceless Void. Tusk and Ancient Apparition. Tusk can kind of roll in or block people off with the shards, which can also set up for the cold feet from the Ancient Apparition. Faceless Void just bashes one times, and that's a dead hero. But yeah, we'll see what they want to do as Moogle finishes it off with the Naga Siren. So not quite a Medusa, but a similar caliber hero, you could say.
Mal was actually talking to me about Miracle's Naga Siren before I hopped into cast this game with you. I haven't seen it myself, but he spoke pretty highly of it.
Let's see if that can save them this time around. They're up against a team which are coming in as the favorites in this particular group. Once again, Execration, the only TI qualified team in this particular set of teams. WCA qualifiers. I think the heroes should be ready to go in just a couple of moments. There it is. We'll win the tower battle.
This is the most important element of Dota 2.
It is. It really predetermines winning this game and who isn't. And, well, that's Execration. Having that hands down Poloson doesn't even have a compendium. Graceful.
Right, their sponsors are really going to need to pay for more compendium levels.
Yeah. Oh, game is paused. Settings have to be figured out. Alright, maybe we have a different account. These or whatever. But if you guys are just tuning in, you haven't missed a thing. Unless you were looking for the final match. Because that's been over for a couple of hours. So you missed that one, you can check out the VODs. ID on Twitch, I believe, they should be up there. Other than that, you can check out the Beyond the Summit YouTube channel. They should be getting up there at some point. So, yeah, how do you see these lanes shaping up? I mean, we already talked a little bit about how Execration can kind of go aggressive, mix it up. But how does it look like for Moogle?
Well, we can see the items on the heroes now, so I imagine Faceless Void doesn't really even have a region to go to offlane by himself with his PMS and his Tango, so he's probably going safe lane. Quap's probably going mid, seeing as he's going to be pooled Tangos. It means Weaver is going to go the offlane, and in all likelihood the Tusk is going to come with him. A is probably just going to do his thing and roam around with the enemy heroes. Obviously, safe lane, Naga Siren. Wait, Boots right off lane on the Elder Titan. Sorry about that. Yeah, roaming Clockwork, roaming.
Wouldn't it be the other way around? Like the Boots on Elder Titan? They can just walk up to people, hit them while Dafa is then taking up the offlane?
I don't know, like, think about you really don't want to run into Tusk and Ancient Apparition, given that didn't they buff the Cold Feet stun duration?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
From 1.25 up to 2 seconds. If you can get it off, it's actually pretty decent, but you will still need a setup for it. Without the Tusk, I don't think they'll really get it off. We'll see how it works out. My name is Dragondrop, I'm joined by Neph. And why do they have a donkey courier? God damn it.
Yeah, low tower levels, donkey courier. It's just ridiculous.
It's incredible. Anyway, early smokes come out, so the wards are being placed, and Poloson, he has not been scouted out, just yet anyway. So this ward in mid might continue to give them some help, but right now a couple of people around him. Lomic blocks him off with the shards. Well placed here. Body blocks as well with the slows from the Orb of Venom. This should be a death. Maybe, maybe not. Good stomp. Trying to walk out. The last couple of right clicks from... We're not gonna miss. With that buffer from Chilling Touch, there's a crazy amount of damage coming out from the early right clicks. So Execration off to a good start with this aggressive movement there from the Elder Titan. Now they're gonna lose the Bounty Rune on top of that.
It's a very, very bad start for the other team. Queen of Pain got the first blood kill as well. They're gonna very quick bottler a second null talisman. Whoever's mid is not going to have a good time here. Very bad for like the early game on Execration to begin with is a lot stronger, and things just got much harder, giving Co-op that early advantage.
The battle begins.
Or at least securing the Bounty Rune for Chibix here on the Venom answer. Ando actually taking quite a bit of harassment here with these boots on the Elder Titan. Yeah, he still has a couple of tangos to work through.
Been through like almost all of that Weaver's tangos. He's gonna be a very sad boy.
It's going to be the try and try act, and the only difference is that, as I said, Faceless Void is in the safe lane. Tango's a salve and a PMS, and it is that Weaver in this off lane as the core position in this particular tri-lane. Barry, okay, they see him, block him in with the shots. Couple more right clicks here through the trick. Once again, Chilling Touch doing quite a lot of work here. The Storm just a little bit too late. Now Lumic slowed down here. He's just trying to find his way out of here, but he can with the body blocks. But, well, the Venomancer will give his own life for it. And as I said, hey, Fairy Fire Gaming, the Tusk is actually still alive. Crazy game start already in this bottom lane. Execration with a good set of kills early on.
Well, yeah, it was awesome. I don't know, I think Tusk is a really strong hero. I haven't seen him picked with AA though. Just getting back into things again. Definitely super strong lane. Obviously they don't want sorry.
Yeah.
Obviously
they haven't even shown the whole full power yet, is the thing. I mean, that was just level 1 Tusk, who's just finding a good position in the trees with the shards, but now, starting to get level 2, Chibix. Slow, but not slow enough. And Nando will get the kill, but now he's in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have another Shikuchi for a little bit, throws out the salve, but now the range creep blocking him off. Otherwise, he might have been able to walk past tower here, get another Shikuchi off. As it stands, they do get that counter kill here, now RR. Also potentially in a bit of trouble. He has boots of his own, and now, well, the Stomp comes through, which means he stands just there for Nando to finish him off. So, a lot of action happening down here. So, what about the other lanes? I mean, how do you expect this top lane work out for Clockwork? Because right now, he's getting a lot of experience.
I think the Faceless Void just has to accept that Clockwork's presence is going to be in the lane and last as many creeps as he can and not lose his cool like he might be doing right now.
Yeah. Straight up walking up to him here with not enough mana for time walk and Darfire. Hey, he has some movement speed advantage, doesn't he? Slightly.
Yeah, quite a bit faster hero. Looks like they have to abandon the bottom lane after it happened, or. No, they didn't abandon the bottom lane, they just decided they're gonna roam mid here.
I guess definitely one of these heroes that you want to try and keep low as much as you can. Oh, bottom, Nando. Going so slow, and Maledict, in fact, taking him out at the end. So,
yeah, I don't
not
know.
a moment goes by in the bottom lane without any sort of action. But yeah, I mean, What do you think about this decision to kind of have the support somewhere else? Because so far Lumic isn't really doing too much numerical in mid, and it led to a kill on the core Weaver.
I mean, it's important for them to stay off the map, but at the same time, like, everything was working in the bottom lane, so why do you fix something if it's not broken?
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice again, he got a kill this time around though, so at the very least it's a trade.
Yeah, they didn't really accomplish anything with their rotation mid, and like their presence bottom was like winning the game before that happened, so maybe not the best idea to move back. I guess they did that under the assumption that they thought Moogle would think that their heroes were standing in the trees, but they just took advantage of it and killed the Weaver.
And their own level 2 in the Shikuchi is just not enough if you use it aggressively even once. Still a very long cooldown in 10 seconds. And even after that here, Maledict being maxed out by Barry and 2 points up before the Paralyzing Cask, which is kind of the standard build, so it's just geared towards dealing with this Weaver. Now, your hero's back, Lumic. He's level 2 now, so it's minimum effectiveness. And should go on somebody with your snowball, lock him in with the shots. It should be enough of a setup for the ancient aberration to follow up with the cold feet. Then you have the chilling touch, your ice vortex at the ready as well. Then you can kill pretty much anybody here that you find in this lane.
Clockwork is barely escaping from the faceless void at top. If you saw that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just got himself a bottle though, this was a clarity. So he'll be right back in the business. He also still has Shrine available. On mid, looks like they might be setting up here. Lumic and RR coming in from the back. Elder Titan is here to help out and intercept these kind of movements. But look at this, speaking of deceptions, they get the courier. It's an uncommon place for it to go down, but there was the Wraith Band recipe for Chibix, so looking for that Aquila.
Yeah, you don't want to be losing your Wraith Band recipe.
A couple of other items on it as well. Bit annoying. But yeah, Chibix, he should still be fine. He is level 5 at this point, 3 points up in the wards. Pretty much impossible to deal with at this point for Execration. Game up top though, okay, that was a Chronosphere. Dafa very, very low. Paulson also comes through. The bash is there, the Time Walk. A Raging Potato actually gets a kill and now just has to walk away. Will he be able to here with another bash? Maybe. 2 bashes in a row, are you freaking kidding me? 20% chance. Better than 17% even, so yeah.
No, man, he definitely primed those bashes. He calculated that.
Fun fact, guys. Ancient Apparition outranges the Plague Wards. You can farm those up easily. If you want to. But now, there's a Snowball, Chibix, in a lot of trouble, and he will be dead. Only 1 point up in the cask, or 2 points even. Not really bouncing enough. Nice little shots from Lumic as well. Leading into that secondary kill. That's what I was talking about. Just very vulnerable heroes if they just get going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to really change what they were doing from the start unless the enemy support started to rotate. You're shutting 3 heroes down and getting your Weaver even more farm, so... It looks like they realized that they had the right idea in the first place at bottom.
Well, that's Oakshot. Lumic intercepted by Dafa here, Snowball. And James also throwing out some spells. He actually gets dragged back into Snowball. And, well, Tusk will still die, but James with a nice little ultimate. The cast not bouncing anywhere, and it doesn't actually have enough mana for a blink. And as a result, 2 more ticks? Yeah, 1 more tick will kill him. Trying to knife himself to crease, but he realizes it too late. Poor James will also fall, so that wasn't really a good trade, was it?
I mean, at this point, the Queen of Pain is just worth so much money. 510 gold for the Witch Doctor. He's a very happy man right now.
Speaking of money, look at James's net worth. Even after the kill, sitting at 4.1k. Like 600, 700 gold away from the next highest hero. But just on the back of last hits, isn't it? In mid.
Yeah.
15.
I mean, Naga Siren is a really, really weak hero in this patch. It's not really much you can do against a Queen of Pain.
They're gonna go again. The snowball out of the cogs into Barry. A lot of damage being done to both sides. So the cogs bouncing through. And then James, this time around, he does have the blink Lumic. Also able to walk out. And that Maledict's not quite enough.
Radiant's middle
Tower will be denied as a result. So that's what Execration was committing for. More TPs through. They have a shrine available for these couple of heroes. They also have another hook shot. So it looks like want to be a bit more aggressive. Perhaps towards this bottom lane, Nando. Well, already going on Chivix, that's a lot of damage being done with the chilling touch. It will get the kill. Now the time lapse back out. Venomont's ultimate did get dropped on top of some of these heroes, but without the instant follow-up, not really going to be enough. Nando will also not be intercepted. Oh, good stomp on the Ancient Apparition. Follow up with the hookshot onto Nando. Gets both of them inside the cogs. Finish up one. Nando bounces through the cogs. Now Dafa under the tower. James taking over. Very healthy candidate, and well, Clockwork is tanky, but not tanky enough. He should end up taking the spill here, and he does. Casts with the Maledict on Nando, but no further damage means that he can just tank that to the face, and James starts to right-click down Barry. But now, on him as Chivix returns into the fight. James with another blink goes down now, and okay, aggressively actually getting another kill on the Elder Titan, but now he should end up falling, and he does. And also very low on health after that whole ordeal. Cannot continue that brawl. Yeah, you're hoping for this kind of play, weren't you?
Yeah, this is the kind of Dota I love. Although I love it a little bit too much, I always run my face into the enemy teams nonstop. Song comes out over here.
Oh god. You gotta. That's a good place for a cask if they don't separate, and they do. And now the bashes come through. Raging Potato might just get a straight up solo kill up against Barry here, and he will, with the help of the Chronosphere, just keeping the rest of them away. But I don't think he can continue here. He should get the hell out, and he will decide to do so with the time to score. Up on the high ground, though, they see him with a... they see him with the Spirit, the hookshot to follow up, but not enough damage in time. One on time walk to come out. And now Dafa, he's the one in trouble. Bash? Bash? Oh, not this time.
Didn't prime his bashes that time.
We've gone to Roche, clicked him twice. Yeah. A bit unlucky, as you say sometimes. At the same time, James and Nando, they were able to finish up the Venomonster down bottom, so all good in that front.
Yeah, making space for the team, got a kill. It was a really funny exchange to see over there, though. The one hero getting stuck, and then the other hero getting stuck.
Yeah. Almost a next level bait. Raging Potato. Yeah, this phase is Void. He's feeling pretty well. 5.2k net worth. Very close to the rest of his core, so overall Execration. All of their net worth leads. Well, they have net worth lead in every single position. You go for the 1-to-1 comparisons. Boards are higher, have more money. Don't quite have high levels. Pretty even on that front. But more importantly, the cores are getting to these items. Faces Void. Gloves of Haze. Is that gonna be a Midas? That's doesn't queued up anyway, but anyway, Miracle. Actually in a bit of trouble, no song available, the bug on top of him. Then on the other side here, they do catch Lumic inside the cogs. Miracle, well, he has a lot of armor to work with, so he will be just fine. Now Nando's in a lot of trouble. They do have the dust come out. Time-ups across to the other side though, and another Shikuchi. To get him away from the action. So, Execration, they do lose the Tusk. But they don't quite lose Nando. Now they're still looking for another kill. Chivix with the ultimate. That's about all you can get off. Barry going in as well. The cat's bouncing back to Nando. And another follow-up stomp. They're going for James, but the Plague Ward actually taking off that sleeve so he can blink away. Nando again, he will survive.
It was a pretty good reaction from...
Oh,
almost.
Oh, no, it's a level 2. Oh, that was level 3. If he died there, I would have lost myself. Waiting for the shrine. Alright.
So yeah, it was a really good reaction from Moogle there, saving the Nagasarian. They must have a lot of faith in Miracle this game. They threw their bodies in the line of defense.
And that is the game plan, isn't it? For Moogle? Just play the Naga game, everyone else kind of expendable.
Yeah, I was really expecting Medusa, but Naga works too. I just think Naga's so much weaker than Medusa, especially in this patch. Like, if the enemy heroes had, well, I guess the Naga came pretty late, so there's no way to counterpick it. Even so, like, you're funneling up a lot of the farm on the map, and you're not doing as much damage with your Radiance, etc.
Especially later. I mean, you can split push out of tier towers, but when it comes to high ground, like, how do you go high ground with the Medusas fast, easily? I guess Execration doesn't have too much counter push unless, like, James goes for an axe or something. Oh, Lumic. He's dead, and James as well, actually. He will not get caught with the Ice Blast, gets a blink off to the side. Actually, he might be fine, but he doesn't have a TP. 6 seconds on cooldown inside the backpack, so he'll just have to try and weave his way out of there. Meanwhile, up top, Kronos be committed for a clockwork kill. Easy as that.
Yeah, use Chrono, get kill, rinse and repeat.
So
looks like I'm trying to do Roshan.
That's interesting. They have the medallion, they have the box, a lot of mana time to work with.
And the clockwork's dead, now's a pretty good time, but the enemies have to... I don't think they're gonna realize it or even get there in time. Let's play a Roche.
But the bashes come in from Raging Potato. Did finish up the Masking Matters, Midas also in hand now, so attack speed is not an issue.
Yeah, they don't want to give Miracle a chance here.
I mean, they're on a good pace to just end the game based on pure net worth advantage before Miracle can really get to that point where he's impossible to deal with. Worst comes to worst, they can all buy Dagons and get rid of illusions that way, I suppose, but... Until then, right, you have a Void who's super strong, you have a Queen of Pain who's hitting a peak right now. Or will soon with Yorkit.
They're gonna need to start pushing pretty quickly here, though. Right before the Naga Siren gets Radiance. To be honest, like, if they push in the next minute or two, they're good. A little bit after that, Naga Siren might be able to recover and start pushing the lanes and pressuring the enemies, and then we'll be able to break the high ground.
Vital section across the map, Miracle has not been a recipient of a lot of this aggression from Execration. So he's been able to farm up, almost has the relic available, and now good crush up top. The entirety of Moogle is here though, save for the Venomancer down bottom. Execration will take this fight, they have to be very careful about it. Oh, maybe they can just find someone isolated here. Barry throws down the ultimate, and now will be punched out of it. He dies first, TP in from Chivix. Gets the Gale off, Raging Potato on the other side now. Well, that's Stomp not coming through, but the ultimate hits on 2, Raging Potato. So has a Crossfire available, but might get it, might not get it off with a Clockwork there. He still does, but now to sleep. Beautiful timing on the outside. Clockwork will still die though. Lumic and RR, the supports, make that one work, and Raging Potato, well, ultimately too much damage over time. That's what we were talking about in the draft. Pretty strong tool available up against the Faceless Void, and now, well, James is not done yet though. He wants to find more. But now gets stunned up a little bit, does have this blink available. And don't want to fight, I'm not sure you do, up against the Venomancer, who can do a lot of damage here. Lumic comes in, has other plans. They land with the A ultimate, and now James, with the Sonic Wave, across the hill. Got that kill on the one position.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
These fights, they're getting a little bit more even though for Moogle, and once again, Miracle did not die.
Yeah, but I guess Execration is a 10k net worth advantage already at this point. Miracle, I guess, there's the relic I was talking about. Only a little bit more to the Radiance. They really need to be pressuring the enemies right now. Like, they need to be using this Aegis.
Yep. We'll have that available on the Weaver. Nandor, he also has the Diffusal Blade, so not going for any sort of big defensive items, just the stats from the Dragon Lance, I guess. Guns facing forward, they realize it too. They must realize, right? Okay, we are on the timer here. Otherwise, once the Radiance gets going, Naga will continue and farm. Once the Naga gets huge, well, game is gonna get harder. Not impossible necessarily, but very, very hard. Now Barry, it looks like a free kill. But I think you accept it at this point. Rather him than anyone else.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for the viewers, if this Naga Siren does get the Radiance, it's going to go from a very fun brawly game to a nobody touches each other except for illusions kind of game.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh,
is under attack.
tier 2 down, the first one on the Radiant side. Meanwhile, Moogle looking to try and maybe get the first tower of the game. Up tier 1, Raging Potato will show himself. He does have another Chronosphere available, so potential for a turnaround with a couple of TPs is given. But the rest of this team is in mid, and looks like Moogle are a little bit indecisive.
Yeah, they really need to be using their Aegis. It's impressive how Moogle is stopping the enemies from like pushing right into their base right now, despite the net worth lead.
Well, keep leading Barry. Oh, are they here? It was a bait here to get the hookshot off on Lumic. 1-for-1 trade. But now, the Ice Blast comes through onto Darva and Nando doing some more damage, so that'll be a 2-for-1. Ultimate comes through from James, bring them down to half health. Already up on the high ground, so it's just to shoot them off. Get them away from this tier 2. Little by little, do the building damage that they're looking for. Raging Potato, meanwhile, unimpressed, was just continuing to split push top at the same time. 20 minutes
Shadow
in.
Blade.
Very scary team from Execration still. Go. Yeah, Aegis is down now. Do they back off with this, or do they just... Okay, that's a sentry. They do see the Faceless Void, but nothing about to cast off of.
Yeah, this is super unfortunate for Execration. The Aegis is down, Radiance is up, they've lost their timing. This game is going to get much, much harder for them now.
Unless you just straight up kill Naga Siren, then Radiance is not much of an issue. The silence comes through, nothing to cancel it. Now, well... the kind of opening that you still have. Because even with the Radiance, Naga Siren, not exactly the tanky hero unless you get these extra couple of items up and running.
Alright, do I get to correct what I just said? Unless the Naga Siren dies like that.
It's the Castle's Curse, Nef. You'll get used to it. Now this tier 2 should fall despite all these walls coming through. Okay, that's another... Game's so aggressive this entire game. You also have to keep him alive. Now the Chronosphere once again, only on the Witch Doctor. This poor guy, 3-11 at this point. Been the punching bag for Execration to take advantage of this entire game. You have so little tower damage though. It's taking them forever, even with the catapult. Can do though is kill heroes. Raging Potatoes? Oh, that's a different hero. And then the Clockwork finds a hookshot, but nice little snowball out. What's the creep wave? So Darva locked off with the shots. Lumic trying to keep himself alive, but the rest of the team has abandoned him, so he's still in a bit of trouble. Should end up falling here with the slows coming through from the Bannermancer. Yeah, Elder Titan didn't die to the Ice Blast. That's what I was wondering before. Is level 2 might just going on RR as well to get him with a medallion. Going for the 4 stuff next. And double bounty, okay.
Pretty unfortunate that Miracle got picked off there. He's probably super excited to have his Radiance, his shiny new toy, and wanted to go test it in the lane. Everything went horribly wrong after that.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures
So,
fortified.
if they can replicate that, if they can kill Miracle, can they go high ground? I guess it's kind of a nasty team to go high ground against, though, isn't it?
Dire's top tower is
Try to move
It
them?
is. The trick is Miracle can't die, so the other lanes are pressured. You don't want them to be able to get to your high ground to pressure it, but if they do, then Naga Siren's farming the entire map while your heroes defend it.
Two now being pressured on the top lane. Lumic here for the time being has to be careful not to get jumped on. Same time, a lot of space created, Execration farming all over the map, and Moogle really isn't. Apart from the Naga Siren. Even that Miracle isn't even that farmed just yet, as we were talking about. Radiance only just got started. So, let's look at this engine operation. What do you think about this 4-staff rather than going greedy for the axe in this game?
Needs the 4 staff. There's the Clockwork, man. Gotta force staff them out. Gotta force staff whoever gets stomped.
Yeah, set you up for that. Easy analysis.
And easy analysis, make myself look very, very smart. Plus, they really wanted to end it as quickly as possible, so...
Veggie potato, the ice blast will graze them, chronosphere to follow, it's too easy kill, especially with Jane's coming through. The Shadow Blade. Maybe an unconventional item pick. Shadow Blade Maelstrom rather than Manta Diffusal, but it is working well for them so far.
Looks like Roche is back up. And they just found it.
And a Roche. Can they shrine? They can shrine afterwards for some mana if they need to. We'll have another Chronosphere in 90 seconds. That'll be the time when they go high ground, I think.
Not sure they're going to be able to break it this time, not unless they get another pick off on Miracle.
I mean, getting there, getting to the high ground is the first issue right now, with the lanes being constantly pushed out by the illusions.
Yeah, and even while you're there, you have all of your heroes sitting right in front of the base while the Naga Siren farms everything and pushes out the other lanes. So you're losing if you're not like hitting the tower at the high ground. Your slow siege is just making you lose.
Well, they got that kill on the Yellow Titan, just straight up being right-clicked down. Now the next on the list, Clockwork trying to TP out. That's not gonna happen. Punched up in the air, controlled up. He'll actually get the hook shot up on the high ground into the loving arms of Nando, who gets himself a double kill. Time-lapse is on out of there. Yeah, a bunch of Blake what's set up. Oh no, the shots! The Ice Blast Shibix. Be very careful about where he wants to go, but they do have a pipe available on them, so blocking that damage from the Ice Blast. Yeah, you're right, Execration, no forced to kind of spread out and deal with these other lanes. They can't really commit heavily into this push.
But yeah, to correct myself again, I meant to add to the last bit unless they die right outside the base.
Yeah. Well, no damage done to the tower, really.
But amazing, even with the, what is it, 24k net worth lead that Execration has right now? Is that what it is? Yeah.
It is kind of crazy, yeah. They're this far ahead, but they still don't have an easy time breaking the buildings, right? So, Miracle will be able to finish the TP. Alright, so I think there's two ways this game goes from this point. Either Execration win, or the game goes for at least another half hour, maybe even longer. Just and then, well, Execration might still end up taking a win there, but it's gonna take them a long time to try and break this team once Miracle gets bigger.
Yeah, still, this is incredibly impressive. They can do this much with this little. Just don't die, Miracle. No pressure.
Well, so far since the last time, it was the first time he died, so Miracle has had a good game. Just that Execration had a much better game in their cores, which is why Nagasan is still not quite ahead in terms of net worth. This doesn't help here if the Force Staff not quite off to the other side, but only Nando here doesn't quite have the damage output to finish.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, these guys are all over the place trying to. They realize that they can't break the high ground against the Radiant team here, so they're just using their map control advantage to get all the farm they have and try and make the gold lead even bigger.
Yep.
26k now is what we're up to.
I mean, they have their BKBs on the Weavers once the face is void at this point. And the Queen of Pain, so I guess all they're looking for is an opening. Because with these BKBs, you don't care about the Witch Doctor, especially if you keep killing him like this. You don't care about the Venomancer, you don't care about the Elder Titan, you somewhat care about the Clockwork if you get caught inside the Gargs or something. But you can just punch your way out of it. You also don't care about the Darkside Radiance or Song, so this would be the time to go for Execration, and this is why they smoked up James with a haste rune to help them out. Has not spotted now. Can they find the right Miracle? Running right into him, and they well, silence the illusion, but they kill the right target. There's a buyback though. Don't know that he'll need to use it.
They need to run down mid right now. They want to force him to buy back. The other lane is pushed out too hard, and they're too far away from the top lane.
Keep finding these kills though. I mean, sometimes it's okay to bleed for your Naga Siren, but if you bleed so much...
Under attack.
I mean, this is a 30k net worth lead at this point. This is
Dire's bottom tower.
almost in the realm of, alright, you're not coming back from this. Yeah, Barry's also in a lot of trouble. Gets bashed up once, BKB, not even needed. Just for safety. Now that's tower going down. 10 seconds left on Naga Siren, so you don't really want to buy back.
Are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is
Even
under
with Miracle joining, I mean, he still only just has the Radiance and Boots of Travel. He cannot deal with this.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom
Miracle will find a way.
barracks is
You just gotta believe.
under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Having a really hard time believing right now. Execration is still playing it safe here, avoiding the ward spam here in the mid. Dead going for the top lane. But Aegis expired. They're playing it super safe. I really don't think they need to. BKBs with Chronosphere available still.
Yeah, regardless of anything else though, the Naga Siren had to, like, the Naga Siren could not die. And the Naga Siren died there though, so down goes the Rax.
Bottom line, need to keep the lanes pushed out. For that, you need to Naga alive. Miracle dies. There's a big opening for Execration to take advantage of.
Mhm.
What do you think about this clockwork? I mean, it's kind of a hard game to have a big impact in, but he's been called out a couple of times.
He has, but he sort of has to play aggressive with a lineup like this. Like he's trying to make dangerous plays and whatnot to get the enemies to kind of be distracted a little bit, I think. I'm hoping that they'll split up, but hasn't quite worked in his favor so much. He's made some amazing hook shots and caught the enemies out with cogs a number of times, though.
In high ground defense, still a bit of a possibility. Especially with Venomancer here, that's their ultimate level 2 at this point. Not like they're lacking in terms of damage output, the problem is they... okay. Chronosphere once again, solo on the Witch Doctor, a lot of hate towards this guy, now Reggie Potato with the BKB, slowing down Chibix and also protect himself from any sort of... oh, there's a bit of a counterplay. Dafa gets inside the cogs, but he goes across. Now BKB times out, that's actually a lot of damage, he already used the timer. Raging Potato is freaking dead all of a sudden. Wolf extended himself. Same time, not a lot of tower damage being done in the mid. One or two right clicks that got off. Alright, they're gonna go on Chibix. He did get the ultimate off. A couple of heroes. Now the sleep to follow will be instantly taken off with that tick damage. Nendo. The natural order on top of him has to eat the cheese in the end.
Top tower is under attack.
Oh no, Miracle. What are you doing out here? Not really ready to fight yet. You'll have to keep it in place. Snowball on Wrong Illusion, but silence still coming through. A lot of damage being done. James with the VKB. He wants his kill and he'll get it. But now the death ward from Barry helping to clean him up. But now though, well, with the BKB he's still going. Looking for the Witch Doctor and we'll find him again. No way out of this one. Now RR playing with Polison at the same time. That's last man standing for Moogle and he will also die. So it's... well, you deal with two cores, but the third one still screws you over. Just the nature of the beast at this point with this kind of a scoreline.
Yeah, it was extremely unfortunate. Naga Siren definitely wasn't ready to go back in there. I don't think Miracle realized just how bad things were. And there's the GG.
Yeah. An anticlimactic end with a delayed GG after the team that definitely used any of the buybacks, but I think they realized, alright, we're too far behind.
They're behind over 1,000 gold for each minute. It's pretty demoralizing.
That's as close to dominating as it gets, really. But Execration end up with a victory. So, was this just on the back of the good laning stage, or where do you think? Where do you think the problem was for Moogle in this game?
Execration just had amazing heroes that were fighting into the enemy teams, and Miracle didn't get the Radiance up fast enough. And I really think the death Miracle just got the Radiance was huge in the grand scheme of things.
Alright, that's gonna take a short break. I'm gonna restart the stream for a technical issue in a moment, so I should be back in a couple of minutes. And with that, we will also be back with game number 2. So don't go too far away.